Hi, this is CK at CK Education, and today I want to talk about a very important topic related to what you should work on in improving yourself. Should you work on the things that you are weak in, or should you work on the things that you are good in? Um, you want to work on the things that you are already very good at. Now, long term, like in your career, and when you choose your career path, and when you choose your whether it's a business or your long term endeavors, it's much more important that you focus on becoming excellent. And you can really only become excellent in the things that you are already pretty good at, that you have a natural inclination for, that you have a natural passion, ability, talent, desire for. If you don't, and you start working on something that you absolutely hate, that you can't do, you're not good at it, you have no natural inclination towards that, but you're just sort of forcing yourself to try to be good at that thing, you're not going to get very far. Remember, you are competing with people. If you have two people and you're just naturally not good at this thing, and this person is very naturally good at this thing, and you both work with the same amount of energy and effort and time and sacrifice you put into it, this person is going to be at this level, while with the same effort and energy, you're only going to be at this level. If you're naturally not good at something, if something is a natural weakness of yours, it's very likely that for the most part, you're not going to become excellent in that thing. You're not going to get as far or reach a high of a level in that thing. It's like someone who's tone deaf and says, I'm tone deaf, but I want to be a professional singer. So I'm going to put in a lot of effort and energy and money, and I'm going to take lessons, and I'm going to do everything I can to become a great singer. Okay. You're just probably never going to be a great singer. Whereas someone who is naturally gifted in music and just has, and ever since they were little, they started singing, and they can just pick up tunes, by ear, and they're just really good. And they put in half the effort they can, and they will probably be much better than this person who has absolutely no gift at all. It's just like a person who has no natural athletic talent, is not coordinated, not athletic at all, trying to be a high level athlete. It's not going to happen. They can only get to a certain level, and then that natural cap is going to be reached. Whereas this other person who is very naturally gifted as an athlete, they're going to put in a lot of effort, and they can be a great athlete. Okay, so everybody has a gift. Everybody has talents, and passions and natural things inside of them that they were given when they were born. Those are the things that you have to discover. Those are the things that you have to develop, and those are the things that will make your dreams come true. Those are the things that you will become excellent in. You want to work on becoming excellent at something, not just less terrible. If you're a terrible athlete, sure, I mean, I'm not saying don't practice, but get your expectations straight. You're not going to be a professional athlete. In fact, you're not even going to be a great athlete, probably. Okay. But if you're naturally gifted, if that same person is naturally gifted in something else, they should spend that time working on that gift that they already have, and then they can become excellent in that thing. Because in the real world, you are rewarded, and the marketplace rewards excellence. So if you're not excellent in something, if you're barely getting by, if you're just okay, you're just mediocre, you're not going to do very well in your career, in your whatever endeavors that you embark upon. Okay. And it's the same thing though, even if you have a natural talent, if you don't work on becoming excellent at that, and you just sort of get lazy and complacent, maybe even arrogant, and because whatever fears and guilt you might have inside, that you don't develop that gift to the fullest. And you just stay at mediocrity. Yeah, I'm okay at it. Yeah, I'm okay. You could have been great. You could even be great still, but you never work on it. You just stop at, I'm okay. And you're satisfied with that. You're complacent with that. You're stagnant at that level. Again, you're not going to be rewarded. You're not going to feel enriched. You're not going to feel as much meaning and purpose in what you do, because you're just sort of getting by. My advice is look inside of you. There are things that you were born with, gifts, abilities, talents, passions, and you have to look at those things, discover them, develop them to the fullest so that you become excellent in that thing, and then stop wasting your time working on things that you're never going to be excellent in. Those things, you have to be very honest with yourself and say, I'm just not good at that thing. Okay. Now, I understand some people might actually be good at that thing, but they give up too early. That's what I'm saying. You have to be very honest with yourself. Did you just give up early because you were discouraged when you actually could have been very good, where you actually had a natural talent for that? And did you fool yourself? Or are you really not good at that? So you have to know that. What I'm really not good at, don't waste your time trying to become excellent in those things. Work on becoming excellent on the things that you are already at birth, the gifts that you were given. Develop those gifts. When I was, as far back as I can remember, as many of you know, I'm in education, and so I have my own education, college prep business, and I teach SAT prep and college essays and these kind of things to students, and I've been doing this since 2009. So I don't know, last 11 years or something like that, and I've taught nearly 1,000 students, one-on-one, all one-to-one. And I've been sitting in front of students teaching them for over 20,000 hours. So a lot of hours. I've gotten a lot of hours. But I can remember that when I was a little kid, I always liked teaching. I always liked learning things that I thought were interesting and organizing them and explaining them. And I've taught students since I was in ninth grade. When I was in ninth grade, that was my first, quote, teaching job. And it was for a church, and I was teaching little kids. These are like second graders. This was my first, quote, teaching job. I wasn't getting paid, but I mean, just, I was teaching. So that's when it started. I started in ninth grade, and I never stopped. So ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, all throughout college I taught. And then even when I got into my career as an engineer, I instead of teaching little kids, I was teaching, people in the factory and people in my organization. And as a consultant, I was teaching. And as an engineer, I was teaching. As a sales trainer, I was teaching. As a recruiter, I was teaching. So in whatever position I had in my career, I was teaching. In fact, I even worked as an instructor, as a consultant, not that long ago. And then I naturally transitioned because I loved engineering. But, I wanted to have my own, I wanted to be self-employed and have my own business. So I transitioned to a business owner. And what did I end up doing? Ended up teaching. I love teaching. So this has been a natural gift. This is something that I naturally love to do. Not that long ago, probably even up until a couple of years ago, I think, I was teaching on Saturdays from 10 in the morning until 11:30 at night. This is 13 and a half hours straight. I'd have back students. So I start 10 to 11:30, and then 11:30 to 1 to 2:30, 2:30 to 4, 4 to 5:30, 5:30 to 7, 7 to 8:30, 8:30 to 10, and 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. So I go 13 and a half hours straight, and I would teach students. I didn't get tired. I didn't get exhausted. I had as much energy teaching at 10 p.m. as I did at 10 a.m. And I just love doing it. In the first 5 or 6 years of doing this, I worked 363 days a year. I took Thanksgiving Day off and Christmas Day off, and I worked every other day. I worked 7 days a week, including weekends. And I didn't feel tired again. I didn't feel exhausted. I didn't get sick of it. I loved it. And I've been doing this for over 10 years now. I still love it. I still love meeting new students. I love getting to know them. I love getting to help them raise their scores and help them be successful and developing relationships with them and guiding them even well after they're done with me. And some of them now are in their mid-20s and some are early 30s. And I love guiding them and talking to them and maintaining that relationship. But I just love what I do. I didn't work on something that I hated to do. To get better at that or to become less terrible at that. I stuck with the things that I love to do to become excellent in that thing. And I never stopped trying to become excellent in that thing. Even after over 20,000 hours of teaching, I'm still trying to get better. How can I do it better? How can I explain this better? How can I organize this better? How can I do this more effectively? How can I say this better? So I'm constantly working on becoming more excellent in the thing that I do. And it was the same thing in my career as an engineer. I wanted to be the best engineer that I could. And I was very not confident coming out of college because I didn't do that well in college, but I worked on becoming excellent in what I did. And in whatever job that I had, I always leaned towards the thing that were my strengths. And my strengths were organizing, explaining, analyzing, observing, and improving, those kinds of things. And so it's very sort of higher level observation, analysis, improvement, and things like that. So those are the things that I always focus on. And I became really good at that. Rather than now, for example, I know I really suck at programming. Like some of my students are incredible programmers. They can program and code and stuff. I am so far from that. I am so bad at that. And I know that. I don't even try to get good at that. Like I don't even touch that. But I have focused on the process end of things where I feel very confident in and I'm very good at. So again, I've worked on things to become excellent in the things that I already have a natural passion and a gift for. And I think that if you do the same thing, you'll find much more success in all the things that you do. People waste so much time, even years, working on things to just become a little bit less terrible. I'm saying use that same time and energy and money and whatever it is to work on the things that you're already good at to become excellent in those things. You're going to be much happier. You're going to find much more success and meaning and purpose of what you do because that's the thing that you were created to do. So that's what I would encourage you to do. Thank you so much for watching this video. And until my next video, I hope you stay well.